You're listening to Moments in Between, the podcast where we ditch the filters and get real with local entrepreneurs.
We're your hosts, Amanda Lombardo and Jeff Mondlock, part-time professionals,
but full-time curious, so pour yourself something strong.
Coffee or whiskey, no judgment.
And kick back and get ready for the unfiltered stories that might just change how you see things.
Or at least make you laugh. Hi everyone, I'm so grateful to have Julianne here. She is part of the dog world as well, so it's nice to hear, her perspective of what she deals with day to day and, agree on some things and struggle together, and, I'm excited, so tell us a little bit.
To be here.
The team of struggles. I'm excited to learn all about the dog struggles. I just take the pictures.
Yeah.
So I'm Julianne, and I own Innovative Canine, a dog training company in Branchburg, New Jersey. And I opened up my business 2 years ago.
Nice. It's only been 2 years.
Only been 2 years. It feels like a lot longer.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Yeah, that's the problem. Once you start a business and you're in that entrepreneurial world, everything just kind of mashes into one long day. It feels like forever.
Yeah, I definitely don't know what day it is a lot of the time. Yeah.
How do you separate work and, personal when the dogs are being trained at your house? Do you struggle with it?
I think that's the biggest thing I'm trying to find balance in, is that separation. It's hard because you're living and breathing your work all the time. And it's definitely difficult to find some separation. I think self-care is important, even if it's getting a pedicure or getting your hair done or whatever your version of self-care is. I think it's important.
Do you block 1 day off a week and you don't do any dogs?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal moving forward, for sure.
Yeah, so it's tough though. Because how easy is it to just take another dog, right? How often does that happen to where you're like, oh, this week I wanted to do this, but something fell through, and then.
For sure, and I want to help people, so it's definitely an emotional aspect to it.
So a board and train could be let's say 3 weeks, and that means you don't have a day off between those 3 weeks. That's a lot.
True. I'm lucky. I have a couple of really great team members that even if it's a couple hours, I can get out of there sometimes and take care of myself a little bit. I really am very lucky to have an amazing team with me.
That's good.
Did you always have a team, or when you started, was it just you? Or tell us
Just
a little bit about your origin story.
It was just, I worked for a dog training company since 2015, and then when me and my now husband bought our home, we opened up our business, and I was predominantly alone for a while, and then an old trainer that I used to train with needed some work, and I said, come down and let's rock and roll together. And now I have an apprentice who is absolutely fabulous, and she's going to be an excellent trainer. She's a great young lady and very responsible and dedicated. And I have a friend who helps me walk on the weekends, and my husband helps when he can. So there's a little bit everywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, hubby's there. That's what they're there for. That's
Thank
what they
goodness.
sign up for, No, I find myself baking cookies every once in a while because my wife is a baker. So she taught me how to flood cookies, which I never knew what that meant.
You have a steady hand?
Steady enough to do
Multi-talented.
cookies.
Yeah, that's amazing.
No, they don't come out pretty. But there was one time she had to do Little Mermaid cookies back when we were living in Staten Island, and she was not going to finish them in time. And I was like, I could help you out with this. And I made my version of Ariel, and there's a picture of it somewhere, and she looked like she got punched in the face repeatly.
If you were drinking wine and making cookies.
Exactly. I was just tracing. It still came out like that. So, not all of us husbands are great at helping, but we still try. But you have experience that a lot of people wish they have. First off, you have to be patient as a dog trainer.
For sure.
But you have the ability to kind of, you're speaking the dog's language, right? You're able to teach it how to work with you.
For sure.
How hard is that?
You really have to learn how to communicate with the animal. I think that's the biggest thing, is understanding why they do things, if it's from an emotional reason or an instinctual reason, because they're definitely a predator. I think people forget that. It's a predator before it's your pet. And maybe I'll have a client that comes to me and go, oh, my dog pulls a lot, and they just pull. And I'm like, well, why does your dog pull? Does it pull because he's nervous about something? Does he pull because he wants to chase something or chase a car, or he wants to get home really bad? Like, what is the reason that the dog is doing what it's doing? So I think that's the most key component is learning how to communicate with them, for sure.
So once you understand what the dog wants, how do you tackle that? Like, do you have different set of like tools that go for each situation? So like if a dog's pulling because he sees a squirrel, you know, I'm going to come at this from this angle, or is it kind of like a key set of this is how we get a dog to listen to us?
I try to consider their age, their breed, what their lifestyle is at home, like who is holding the end of the leash, because it might be really easy for me to get a dog to do something, but how can that transfer to an owner? What tool or what strategy will work best for that owner? Every dog is different, so you have to be very individualized in the way that you approach things, for sure.
Yeah.
What are some crazy things you've seen in the workforce?
So you're allowed to say.
I've seen a lot of crazy owners. I've seen a lot of crazy owners. Some people who have unrealistic expectations of their animal. And I've seen some wild dogs, for sure. I've seen some dangerous situations where I wouldn't be doing some things that some owners are doing. That's definitely the censored version of it.
That's
sure.
putting it nicely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do owners respect you after their training with you? Do you feel like they respect you more?
I would say a majority of the time, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the owners that I have, at least 80 to 90% are dedicated, and they're spending their hard-earned money. So I would hope that they would listen to the suggestions that I would make and the experience that I have. So a lot of my clients are very, very dedicated and respectful, for sure.
But that's the funny thing, though. You get clients who they'll spend the money and then they'll sit there and tell you you're not doing like.
Or they know
that's
better.
My dog. Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
know better. It's like,
Like,
okay.
but how's that working for you? You know what I mean? That's how you say that as politely as possible. But I'm just like, is that working for you? You know, has that worked for you before? Well, then that's why you're asking me.
Yeah, why are you here now?
Yes, yes.
Other
For
clients, you just want to be like, you don't fucking know what you're talking about.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, no.
But I'm like a kill them with kindness type of person. Like, just kill them with
Good.
kindness. Maybe they're going through something, or there's some dynamic that the dog is really affecting, if it's their marriage or their children or their living situation, if they're in an apartment. So there could be extenuating circumstances as to why they're frustrated. And I can't lie and say my own dog hasn't frustrated me before. So very relatable.
Yeah, that happens. And we like to defend our dogs like they're our children, right? Because they kind of are. And like, I know my dog will never do wrong, you know. But she's
Yeah.
also like, she has a problem where when we're in the hallway and someone turns a corner really quick, it just clicks on the instinct. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see that kind of predator, not a predator, I don't know if she's a predator, but like, you can tell she's super protective.
Yeah.
Like a cattle dog. So
Mhm.
she has that in her to just all of a sudden like throw out a really scary sounding bark.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't know, they didn't expect it.
It's natural.
Yeah, you see them get on guard, and so it's just figuring out ways to. But I say, oh, she's not doing anything. No, but you just never know. Having a dog in your home is like, it's such an amazing thing that they're domesticated
Yep.
enough as an animal that was bred from a predator to your cuddly best friend, right?
Mm-hmm. Those instincts are still there, though. I tell people sometimes, I'm like, you're living with a tiger. I mean, this is a tiger on a leash. It's gonna be a predator first, always. You know, and they're hardwired to do some things, but there also are babies, and my dog is my child as well.
What
But
kind of dog do you have?
I have two German shepherds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Those are great pups. Your German Shepherd. I wish your German Shepherd was here right
She
now,
was here
Max.
too.
I thought about bringing one of mine too.
You shut up. Yeah.
Shit.
We gotta find, I bet we'll see a dog walk by out the window, we'll wave him in.
Would have been a good co-host, I think.
Are they
Oh,
good?
for sure.
Like, do you like put them on place and then have dogs walk by? And
For sure.
That's good.
They're very neutral. One of my dogs is really old,
Okay.
so she's retired and she's seasoned and she gets to sleep all day. But my other dog is very neutral, and he's an essential part of my rehabilitation and training sometimes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So like he'll go in place and then you'll walk with the dog around and make sure that dog doesn't react.
and pack walks,
That's awesome.
and obedience training. Sometimes I'll throw the ball for him and have the other dog stay on the down or not react. So he's definitely essential in the success sometimes.
So how are you paying this dog? You giving him a lot of treats or what are we?
Oh yeah, and a lot of walks. I try to spend even if I'm exhausted and it's 15 minutes at the end of the day, just that 15 minutes with my own dog, just taking him for a walk or doing what he wants to do, for sure.
What other services do you offer?
I offer private lessons, daily training, kind of like where the dog comes for school for the day. And then I offer some boarding and some training. But I'll go to people's homes as well. I do lessons at their home. So whatever strategy will work best for their dog and their schedule.
Yeah, I do like the at-home stuff because you see how a dog acts in their home.
Oh yeah.
My mom had a trainer years ago, probably like 7 years ago, and the trainer kept her purse on the floor with treats in it. So now her Frenchie, my mom has a Frenchie, they're really stubborn. And now he goes in everyone's purses because he thinks that it's okay. He was like trained for that. But he was trained for other good things. He never understood place or anything. Like my shepherd was good. He's like, okay, place.
Yeah.
But he's just like one of those dogs where he's like a little. Like, do you train Frenchies?
They have a mind of their own. Yeah, they have a mind of their own. But they're funny. They have character.
Yeah.
They really are very funny little dogs. But they're a little hard to train for sure.
What's your favorite dog to train?
I think I'm partial to German Shepherds because I have them and they're so naturally a lot of the time into their handler, so they're easier to train. Difficult in some other ways, but
driven to learn.
Yes, exactly. Very driven to learn.
I find like the dogs that are super loving to their handlers and owners can be trained a lot, a lot easier at least,
Yeah, they respect
as opposed to
them.
more independent dogs. Like our dog trained us. It was not the way you want to hear it, but we got her and she we rescued her from a place in Berkeley Heights, and she's had maybe one accident in the house. Ray immediately knew she had to go outside, and she was young when we got her. It's not like they trained her at the rescue or anything like that. She was 9 weeks old, and she knew, like, we got bells. We taught her how to use the bells to go outside, and she learned it within a second. She learned. But then they get too smart where they start tricking you. They start tricking you and training you. So would you say that there are certain breeds that like you have to take a very different approach for? Like, or
I think you have to find what motivates each dog. Some dogs are really motivated by pack instinct, wanting to please their handler and their pack. Some dogs are motivated by food. Some dogs are motivated by play. So you have to figure out what motivates each dog. And some dogs, maybe they are more independent. So if it is food or, even running around after the training session, whatever motivates them the best.
My dog, I'm going to talk about her a lot. This
is
great. I love that we get to talk about dogs. I wish she was here with us at the moment if she's at home. But she has this instinct where after she eats, she needs us all to applaud.
Stop and applaud.
And if we don't, she'll keep going back to her food bowl, take 3 more licks, and then look at us. Until she'll keep knocking the food bowl around until we go, yay, you did it, you're so impressive. And so I don't know if that was an instinct of the predator. That's back how the wolves used to do it, back in the day. They needed everyone to like what they're doing. No, but it's just funny because your dogs also morph to you, right?
Yeah.
We're very lovey-dovey household. We're always complimenting each other. I wonder if that kind of rubbed off on her.
They definitely, a lot of dogs can be a lot like their owners. Yes, they are sometimes a mirror of you, for sure.
I like when the people start looking like their dogs.
It happens so much though. Like me and the girls talk about that all the time. It's uncanny sometimes how much dogs look like owners. Like it's like a weird resemblance, like it was meant to be.
Do you think it's like the people forming to the dog, or like because they're living a similar lifestyle?
Maybe a bit of both.
A little bit of both. The dog forming. You're gonna see me show up with spots one day. That I formed to her. No, that's really interesting. How many different breeds do you say you're a specialist in any type of breed, or is there like I know I can handle German Shepherds, I know I can handle this, but I'm not even going to try with an Australian Shepherd or something like that?
I'll take any breed, any kind, and as long as I think that the goals are achievable as to what the owner has, I'll take on most behavioral cases as well. There's definitely some limitations on the things that we're able to accomplish sometimes as a trainer, and as long as the owner understands that, then I'm willing to work with. It's like progress, not perfection, not instant results. It's one step at a time. If it's going in the right direction, progress. Because I think all dogs can make some progress if the work is put into them and the expectation is set at a manageable rate.
Are there any things that you say absolutely no to?
There's definitely some owners that they're just not realistic, I think, in some of the things that they want to do with their dog, or an understanding of their dog. And if the dog is truly dangerous, then I might have to decline, yes. If I strongly believe that the dog has true intention to harm me or maybe somebody else, then it might be something that I have to decline.
Yeah, you don't want to put anyone else in danger,
Yeah.
or yourself, right?
Yes.
And so it seems like you see, like, clearly dogs are part of the family, but you also still have that understanding that they're a dog. They
Yeah.
have that instinct. So how do you train that into your clients? Because I feel like, even for me, I struggle with this. I'm like, oh, I want to give her a French fry or something like that.
I think
But,
you can spoil them. I think you can. My dog sleeps in my bed. I mean, I can't
Same.
lie. He sleeps in my bed. But he went through a lot of training first and sort of earned some of those privileges.
That's good.
Yeah, and when he was mentally mature enough to not maybe take advantage, then he got those privileges. So maybe when he was 4 years old, or he, had some disciplines in another area of his life, and I could communicate with him, then he got those privileges. But it's difficult. It's difficult for me, even with my own dogs. I can't lie and say I don't want to love them and cuddle them just like anybody else.
You're so snuggly.
They really are.
Yeah, especially
Really
the German
cute.
Shepherds are so friggin' puffy, snuggly.
So cute.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Amazing.
Why dogs? Is it because they're so snuggly that you decided to make a life of it, or what? why did you decide this? Why did you were you in the corporate world before this, or what led you to this part of your journey?
When I was in high school, I took cosmetology classes.
Same.
Yeah. And I really thought about doing hair. I loved the artistic aspect of it. But then I got a job at a doggy daycare and like a boarding sort of kennel, and I was just like enthralled. My family did rescue when I was a kid, so we had dogs in and out of the house, litters of puppies.
Aww.
We volunteered for shelter, so it was just always dogs. And my mom was very an animal person. She volunteered. She was an adoption coordinator for a rescue. So there was just always dogs. And I feel like the only thing I'm not good at, but it's one of the only things I excel at, I guess, and super passionate about. So
It's been your life.
yeah,
Forever.
since before I can remember.
That's amazing. I mean, how different has your business kind of shifted as your business gets older?
I think I have big goals. I definitely want a facility at some point, and to teach other people how to be a dog trainer, or I think education is really the key to helping people. Helping rescues, helping shelters, helping owners. I think education and teaching people and providing them with knowledge is how you're going to help the most people. I'm one person, but if I can train 100 people, that's 100 people to help more people. So
Are you friendly with any rescues?
yeah, I work with Best Friend Animal Adoption Inc.
Nice.
They're out of Cranford, and they have some dogs throughout the whole state of New Jersey. They're absolutely fantastic, and I work closely with the director, Lauren.
Nice. So sometimes you bring a dog in your home.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's exciting. Get the little pupper. So how does your dog interact with the dogs that you bring in to train?
Generally, they're pretty good. We like to walk them together first, just so that it's a neutral interaction. And maybe we take some time to walk them in different, at the park, down the street, in the backyard, and just slowly integrate them. But generally, they make friends pretty quick.
It's amazing.
Oh, that's the best. Why is this such an important thing? I know you gave us a little taste of your background, but why is it so important to be part of this type of profession, to be helping people? Why is it so important to you to help people with their dogs, with their pets? Is it to help make life easier for them, or is it to help the image of dogs in general? Or
I think dogs helped me so much as a human being, to be honest. A lot of my clients are like, well, I'm not you, Julianne, I'm not you. I'm like, but I wasn't always like this. I wasn't always confident or, sitting and talking on a podcast. Like, I wasn't always like this. And the dogs really helped me to get there. And they took me so many places, traveling, meeting some of my closest friends, meeting my husband. Actually, we met at the dog daycare that we worked for together. Yeah. So I feel like the dogs have just guided me in such great ways, and to be able to help people grow, and the dogs. At the end of the day, it's all about the dogs, but it's just the ability to help people in the way that they've helped me so much.
I'm sure the success stories are the best. The
For
clients
sure.
Reach out and say look at how well they're doing.
Yeah, and it really makes my whole day. It really does.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
so, do you have when you have a client reach out, the hardest thing for me as a business owner is getting testimonials. I always feel so weird being like, hey, did you have fun?
Do you like your
have a
photos?
good time? You look good, right? And they're like, yeah, I'll write something nice on Google. You gotta hint people at it. Sometimes they do it on their own. That's the nicest. But how do you kind of get people to give you that feedback, or what does that process look like for you?
I ask them. I'll be honest with you. I ask them. I'm like, if you had a great experience, if you have any time, it just helps me help other dogs and help other owners. So at your convenience, if you could leave me a review, if you can, that would be great. And if the person doesn't, it's okay. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, I ask them, to be honest. I totally just ask.
I feel like you're a very strong business owner presence. I can feel it. You don't mind being direct when you need to be.
I think you have to be. I think, yeah. And I try to be, again, kill people with kindness, but if I didn't tell you, that means I don't care. If I didn't express that, if I just let it go by the wayside, it means I'm not invested. So me telling you this, it's because I care, it's definitely because I care.
It's something that a lot of entrepreneurs should really take to heart, because if you're beating around the bush with things, shows either you don't fully know what you're doing or you don't care. I never thought about it like that,
Yeah, and I have some people who they tell me, I have to get work done on my roof, but my dog needs help right now, and I'm gonna invest into the training. That to me is a big responsibility. It's people's hard-earned money, so I know how hard I work for my money, so I take a lot of responsibility in trying to provide the best service for people, and go to the best, the farthest length I can go to help them.
Yeah, it's important. You clearly put a lot of work in, and you take a lot of pride in what you do.
For sure.
How do you deal with a client that can't afford the service, but do they ever bring up payment plans? I deal with that sometimes.
I try. I try to break things up into maybe 3 or 4 payments. But it's a lot of work and it's a lot of time, and I do donate some time to the rescue that I work for, so
awesome.
I do give back. But it's tough. I feel bad sometimes, and I try, if I have a client who's really dedicated and maybe I feel like they need one extra lesson, I'll do a lesson and not charge them. If they're really dedicated and they just need that extra help, I'll go to their house and not charge them, because I want them to be successful.
Yeah,
That's
as the
nice.
owner of the business, sometimes I'll do that too. I'll be like,
Yeah.
if it's me or Brian, we're here to help you. Like, especially there's like some rescues that like they weren't ready to get the dog, but like wanted to save the dog. Like, you know, the people that go in the shelter and they're like, fuck, like this is a lot. Like you get home and you're like, but like if it's me or Brian, sometimes we do go and we'll take it off our staff schedule so we can give it for free because we're like, we're here for you and we don't want your dog to go anywhere. You
Go
know?
back to the shelter.
'Cause it's
Yeah,
sad.
for sure.
But as the business owner, it's nice that we're all able to help people. And I know you've done free stuff before, and it's hard.
Too
like,
much.
I know.
That's the problem.
That's our boundary. Me and Jeff are always like, boundaries.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
work on it. Yeah.
So what are some key boundaries that you'd say that you have as a business owner? You say you got to work on it, but what would you say you're doing really well with right now?
I definitely try to turn my phone off past a certain point. Yeah, I turn it off.
Teach me.
Or I put it, at least like I
Teach
put
me
it on
your way.
silent or to the side, because I'll get calls at 9 o'clock at night. I mean, I'll get texts at 10:30, 12:30 at night, and I really try to, and on Sundays, I'm really, really trying to dedicate Sundays. The dogs are always there, so you're always having to take care of them, but it's a day for me and my husband to relax or do what we need to do. I can't say that it's always successful, but we're trying. And shutting off the phone, I think, is important.
That's
It really is.
What's your like day to day if you have like a board and train for a few weeks? Do you have like, when do you check in with the client? Like, are they?
I check in pretty frequently with people. I try to send them a picture or just an update or a video. If my dog was somewhere, I would want to know what they were doing. And there's just so many horror stories nowadays of some of these kennels or boarding and training types of places. And I try to be very honest. You know, your dog is struggling in the crate. Your dog isn't eating. Your dog's really happy or whatever the situation is. But honesty always.
Yeah, because you don't want any surprises.
Yep.
You know, and
Yes.
the nice thing is you can be honest because dogs aren't going to lie.
Yeah.
You know, you can see what's going on. You can assess the situation really easily, or not easily necessarily, but you can assess it. What would you say is like the hardest part of your job? Is it the people?
Probably saying no or I can't help you is probably one of the most difficult. You know, I have people who maybe the dog is 6 years old and has been biting for 6 years, or the behavior has exploded and it's really kind of created a problem, and there's just some situations where you can't help or you're limited in what you're able to achieve and accomplish. So
Yeah, it's sad. You know, you want to be able to do as much as possible, right?
I tell people, I'm like, don't wait. Like, I had someone reach out to me with a 10-month-old dog the other day that's having some behavioral issues, and I'm like, listen, just find a trainer. If it's not me, it's somebody else. Don't wait. It's not going to get better by itself. The dog is not going to outgrow things. It's not going to just grow up and then not have these issues. Showing something at 10 months, imagine at 3 years old. Have that situation. You know, take care of it now. Be preventative. Don't wait. It's the biggest thing.
How do you stay like grounded and focused with everything?
I think I could be much better at not the paperwork, but organizing side of business. I think I'm very hands-on type of a
Admin
person.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. It's definitely one of my biggest
Is
goals.
that who you're hiring next to get an admin worker?
That is definitely somebody I'm looking for, because it's not. I hate sitting at a desk. I like being with the dogs. It's brushing, walking. Like, it's hard for me to sit still.
I get that.
Yes.
Virtual assistants is the big thing
That's
right
good
now.
advice.
You know, the people. I've been wanting to hire one for a while, but
Mhm.
at the same time, I struggle with letting go of the reins.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you ever find that, like when you're trying to add someone in on a certain part, or when you're training some of your employees? Like,
It's hard. It's I think with the admin stuff, it's difficult for people if they don't know dogs. I think that's the biggest thing. They don't just know how to take care of dogs, or they need to have an understanding of the dog to explain to maybe an owner what the training is going to look like, what a board and train would look like. So that's difficult. You can be really good at administration stuff, but that dog aspect, I think, is something that just takes experience and doing it. The team I have right now is just, they're great. I really trust them, and I trust their judgment of things, and I think if they had a problem, they would call me, which, as long as you don't put yourself or the dog in a situation where maybe you'll get hurt or the dog, as long as everybody's alive, fed, watered, then we had a good day. As long as everybody's safe, then we had a good day. So
that's how I look at life.
yeah.
Did I use the bathroom?
Yep.
We're good.
Yeah.
Had a movement. We're good. What about outside of the dogs? Do you have, I feel like a lot of us, when we're not doing work, we still want to do work. We still, because we like what we do. But what would you say you do outside of dog life that you enjoy?
I want to travel. I think traveling is, I bought a Sprinter van last year for the dogs, but I do hope to camp out of it at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, probably traveling. Me and a girlfriend did a cross-country road trip to Big Bend National Park, and it was like the coolest thing I had ever done in my life.
Did you bring a dog or no?
We did bring dogs.
Of course.
And they made us feel safe too.
Yeah,
They
sure.
definitely made us feel safe.
What kind of dogs did you bring?
My Shepherds, and she has Shepherd and a Malinois. So.
Oh, nice. So they all
Well,
got
that's a
along.
big
Yeah,
crew.
yeah.
4 dogs all got along.
I think it was 4 total. Yeah, it was 4 total. She has
2 of
3.
you.
She has 3 and I have 1. So
Okay.
no, it worked out really well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a crew.
Nobody messed with us, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
How long were you out for?
I think we were almost 2 weeks. Yeah, we drove from here all the way to West Texas, and West Texas was like another world. But I like Texas. I mean, you get like a tortilla with your breakfast, and that is like my best life. So you get a tortilla with like all of your meals. I love that.
That's so good.
That's my favorite part of traveling, though.
Yeah.
It's like experiencing the different food and different
Different cultures.
and everyone speaks through their food.
Yeah.
Isn't that the most interesting? Every culture really kind of revolves around what they're eating and in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So true.
I'd love to be more like that and show my own culture, but I start to feel like I don't have a culture almost because I try to do too many things. What if that becomes your culture? I eat a little bit too many this type of food. But then you can bring. So even though you're traveling, you still have the dogs the dog right there by your side. So
Always.
That's always just going to be a staple
Yeah.
of your life,
And it's, we got to stop at a whole bunch of like different parks and stuff. You have to let the dogs out and walk them, so that was cool too. We found this really cool spot in Tennessee, and it was in the middle of the city, but it was like this beautiful park with like these rivers, and there was a cool brewery right there, and it was just so much fun. One of the most fun things I ever did.
What about in Tennessee? Did you stop? Do you remember?
No, that I couldn't tell you. But the food and the beer was good. That much I remember.
Sounds like a good place. I like
I'll have to find out for you.
Yeah, please do. I lived in East Tennessee for years.
Oh, really?
That's where I met my wife.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Down in Knoxville.
That's cool.
But like traveling through East Tennessee is really pretty. You got Gatlinburg area, the mountains, all the Smoky Mountains. Gatlinburg's like tacky as hell. It's like Branson, Missouri, pretty much, but up in a mountain. But it's fun. You got a lot of moonshine.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of breweries and things like that. And good excuse to go drinking in the woods. And the dogs love it too. You can take your dog for a nice walk. Just look out for bears.
Oh,
Got a
yeah.
lot of bears.
Yeah.
Yeah. So outside of dog training, do you train any other animals, or is it mainly?
Just dogs. My
Dogs.
sister's the cat person. She's better with the cats.
She loves cats.
She loves cats.
Does she work with you too or no?
She helps me with like my website.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's a web developer and a designer, so she helps me with my website and some of the administration stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's priceless.
Does she help you stay like grounded and focused?
She does. She definitely does. I think she brings it back down to earth sometimes.
Yeah.
It's bigger picture type of thinking. Still have your family. Everything is good. You have your home. It could be worse.
It's so true, and it's easy. It's nice to take a step back.
Yeah.
And take a look at that. So you have someone who does that. Husbands are good for that too. That's on my resume as a husband.
Yeah.
Yes. I like to help my wife remember that she's kicking some serious ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best. Who would you say has made the biggest impact on getting you to where you are today? Outside of yourself.
I would probably say my mom and my husband, for sure. My husband is so supportive, and he always gives me a pat on the back, and if it's at a competition or even with a client, he's just, you did great, you're the best dog trainer in the world, like, you're the best. Even if I don't feel like that at that moment, he's the best. He's very supportive.
You found a good one. You found a keeper.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
gotta let him know. It'll keep
For
you
sure.
around for a little bit longer. You know? That's pretty.
I've trained him well, I think. I've trained him well.
That's trouble. She's good at training. No, that's such a funny saying though, because I hear that a lot. Train your husbands, but really, you just gotta find someone who's your partner, right?
Yep.
So
Your friend.
Your friend.
Yeah.
Marry your best friend. That's the best thing you can do. So that gives us a little taste of what support kind of looks like for you, right? It's someone to be there and be kind of the shoulder to cry on if you need,
Yep.
or like just to remind you things are gonna work.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
He says that to me all the time. He's like, everything's always okay. It always works itself out. So.
Especially growing up around animals too, and your mom with the rescues and stuff, it taught you at a young age.
She was the OG, I guess. You know,
Amazing.
she taught me a lot of stuff that I know to this day. And,
Like in the community, she was known.
and in the rescue community, yeah,
that's
she
amazing.
was. The rescue I work with now, actually, I think Lauren did know my mom. So she passed away in 2017.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. But she was my number one fan, and she was excellent with the dogs, and the reason I'm sitting here today, for sure. And I have the best dad in the world too. I'm super lucky. My dad is awesome as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
Having that support makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
You know?
Support is number one through our tough times.
Yeah.
So I keep going back and forth. We keep going back and forth. We're going to talk about your business. We talk about you. So what about you? I'd love to learn something that you're just obsessed with doing right now. You say travel is something you'd like to do
Yeah.
more of, but what else? Tell us more about the story of you.
I definitely went through some difficult times as a person. I had some self-esteem issues. And I think I really felt lost for a long time, and I hate to keep coming back to the dogs, but that's really what brought everything together for me and helped me have confidence and meet the people that I know and the connections and build the confidence that I have. Something that I'm obsessed with right now is just, to be honest, being a better business owner and finding balance.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hard.
It is. It's definitely one of the most difficult aspects of the business.
Yeah, and shutting your phone off. You got to teach us
Yeah.
that feature. I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
my
amazing.
phone. I didn't know it even turns off.
Well, sometimes they wait, like, you'll get a phone call, it wakes you up. Like, yeah.
I do not disturb, but I do have the tendency, if Brian turns on a movie, I grab my phone, he's like, what are you doing?
Yep.
I'm like, you're watching a movie, I'm on my phone. It's
Brian's like, put it down.
Yeah.
Put it down.
But that ain't quality time, is what
Yeah.
I've learned.
Yeah.
It's just
It's hard.
It's just passing time.
I wish I could like put my phone in another room, like like when you're at Verizon, you're like trying the phone. Like I wish it would like have to go in another room at like 10 p.m.
Put it in like a box or something.
Yeah.
Put it in a box.
But what about my
Lockbox.
alarm? I need a hatch or something.
That's true.
I actually got this app that's like helping me during the workday be more productive, right? And so the whole idea is it locks me out of my social media,
What?
Smart.
What is
but
it?
I can take breaks. So it's called Opal, I think. So from
Opal.
like 9 to 5, it's called Opal. It grays out my apps.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
cool.
And if I try and click in, it'll tell me how many times I've tried to go in and remind me, hey, you don't need to keep doing this. But if I really need to get on social, I can click into the app itself. It makes me wait like 5 seconds
To think about
to
if
think
you really
about
want
it.
to do
It
this.
says breathe in, and then you can take a break, and it lets you take up to like a 15-minute break.
Like, that's so cool.
And
Yeah.
then
is
it'll
cool.
unlock the apps for me. So like there's so many tools out
Is
there.
that free?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
That's the free version. Yeah.
Yeah, I need that for like my text messages though.
Me too.
You can do it for that.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can set whatever
Wow.
apps you want to be blocked during this time period or whatever. So they're an unofficial sponsor today. So,
Yeah, maybe I should do between 6 and 8 a.m.
yeah, you can choose everything, and that kind of locks you out. At the very least, it helps you realize how often you're doing that. And the fact that it reminds me, it's like, I blocked Instagram 20 times for you today. It's like, oh no.
Because it's a habit. Like, you go to the bathroom for a sec, you're on your phone.
It's
like,
true.
You go drink some water. I'm walking upstairs on my phone. In the shower on my phone.
It's hard when you have a business too,
Yeah.
because you're always
Yeah.
on. You're getting
Your
something.
phone could be money.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook's bad.
Yeah, I have a lot of people reach out to me through Facebook, so
No, it's too easy, but we use it as an excuse too.
it's true.
I know that I do, at least. It's not great. What would you say is next for you and for your business? Where do you see it going next?
I definitely want a facility, some sort of, definitely creating a little bit more separation from, I'm doing everything at my house, so, or at the owner's house. So I think a facility is going to be important to create separation and to be able to help more owners and more dogs. I think a facility is going to be the next goal. And trying to create more balance for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The facility's like a big step.
Yeah, it's scary. It's like big adulting things.
Yeah, but it's good. You're
Yeah.
growing.
You know, now is the time, I think.
Yeah.
If not now, then when?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the immediate, like in a very near future that you're looking at facilities? Are you looking at them currently?
I'm looking at properties. It's very difficult in the state of New Jersey to get a kennel license or somewhere where you can house dogs.
Really?
It's very, very difficult. Every township is different. So one township might have specific parameters, and then the next township might have totally different other parameters as to what
It's
you
almost
need.
like buying a kennel from someone who's selling it.
It's probably your best
Would
bet.
be the best bet.
Yes.
Yeah, because
best
that's
bet.
another thing. The townships that are more lenient, people are probably already saturated in
Yeah.
that market, right? You got
Mhm.
people who kind
Yeah.
of taking advantage of it, utilize it. Oh my goodness, that sounds like a pain in the butt.
It's a little bit discouraging sometimes, I can't lie. I've been looking for almost a year even to rent somewhere, and it's very difficult, but just gotta keep going. Can't stop. So
That's right. That's how
I'm
we.
trying to think of anywhere I know.
Yeah, I don't know anything in that world. I know that like anything in New Jersey that has to do with dogs is so much strangely more strict than
Yeah.
a lot of things.
So strange.
My wife is a baker and she does cottage food baking. She bakes from home, so
Mhm.
she's licensed to do that.
Yes.
People are always like, just make dog treats too. Like add dog treats in there,
Mhm.
and we want to because it's a lot of times the same type of ingredients. We just
Yeah.
use peanut butter and oats and things
Yogurt,
like that. Yogurt, and but in New Jersey to get your dog home license for baking, there's like a whole extra level of it
I didn't
that
know
you have
that.
to go through, I guess.
Wow.
So if we started selling dog treats and someone saw it, or it's not great, they'd be like, oh, you have to take this specific test or something like that.
Wow.
We only found out because we met someone who like specifically does only dog treats. So like when you see
Really?
people selling them, it's usually that's all they do. Because otherwise they're going for like two different registrations or license processes.
No, like you said, a lot of times the ingredients are the same.
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
It's harder for dog. It's harder to get a dog one than a regular one. So that's the funny thing too. We care more about the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're more important. We don't want to poison them.
Clearly.
Yeah, I guess there's more things they can't eat than people.
Yeah.
I suppose. So once we get a facility here, like that could be such a huge step for your business. Do you anticipate kind of putting a staff together before that, or like you gonna get the facility and then try and fill it up, or?
I'm trying to. I have again, she's like a great apprentice right now, and she's going to be a really good trainer. So I'm trying to create a really good foundation before getting that administration stuff better put together and creating a good staff before getting a facility. I think that's the smartest thing to do, and having a really, really good foundation before you get that facility, because I'm sure it's going to be a whole other set of being overwhelmed.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of fun steps to every process of being an entrepreneur and business owner, right?
Yeah.
Once you get a location, that flips everything on its head.
You have a good community around if you need anything, I'm here.
Yeah, I lived in Rahway before I moved to Branchburg, and it is just so welcoming out here. It really is. even my neighbors,
That's awesome.
yeah, and other business owners are
Yeah.
just so welcoming out here. It's a different,
Friendly.
a different vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Broadway was great too. It's just so
Always
big.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing I've noticed is the further you get away from Manhattan, the
Yep.
nicer people are.
Yeah.
You know,
It's true.
'cause
Just really true.
the city just breeds a different type of person, right? Or not
Quickness,
different-
yeah.
you got to be moving at a
Quickness.
different speed. It's
Yeah.
not even like they're mean. It's just they don't
Different
have.
hustles.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
a hustle.
Different
Very
vibes.
different hustle.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's so funny how that works. So let's say there's do you have like a top 3 things that you recommend to people when it comes to they just get a dog and like obviously the first thing number 1 should be call you. But like what are some training tips for someone who's just getting a dog for the first time?
Crate training is your friend. Do
Yeah.
not be afraid to use a crate. It's not a jail. As long as you use it the right way, it should be like the dog's bedroom. I'm sure everybody at the end of the day sits in their car for 20 minutes before they go in from their work day. That's what you want your crate to be for your dog. Their bedroom, their safe spot. A crate is your friend. It's safest for a dog, and it helps them to. I wish I had a crate. Like I wish somebody would put me in a
I
crate
was
and
gonna
let
say,
me
where's
relax.
your crate?
Without
Yeah.
my phone.
Yeah.
My phone is my crate. Yeah, no.
To have patience probably would be the second one. Be patient. Especially if it's a young dog or a dog from a shelter or a dog that you don't know the background. Be patient in the things that you do and seek a trainer. Seek a professional trainer. Don't just go off of tips on Facebook. Seek a trainer or seek someone who has experience to help you if you are struggling. And don't wait. That's the biggest thing. Don't wait till you have a big problem.
Yeah.
Probably be.
Don't
the
wait.
tips.
It's true. People wait until it's way too long, and it's harder to teach an old dog new tricks, right?
It
That
is.
saying is true.
It's just like us. If we have a habit that we've been doing for a really long time, it's hard to break. Yeah, it's the same thing for the dogs. They get in these kind of routines, and it's hard to break them out of that cycle.
How do you recommend people find a trainer? It's hard to really find someone you feel like you could trust to come into your home and take care of your baby.
I think you have to find somebody that you trust and connect with. I think that's the biggest thing. Someone that you're comfortable with and that you vibe well with. You have to trust the information that you're getting because 5 different trainers will probably tell you 5 different things. So you have to trust the person that you're getting the information from and be comfortable with asking them questions and why are you giving me this advice?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I love that. It's like that in a lot of our industries, right? Because we all do things, the 3 of us, that can be very personal.
Yeah.
Or when I'm working with headshots and branding or glamour photos, even like people need. It's a more intimate setting.
Yeah.
So people need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Need to be able to talk to me and realize I'm a big goofball.
Yes.
That helps. Like if you're able to talk to someone and trust them, same with Amanda. She comes in real professional at first, and then just you start
Opens up.
realizing she's just not just as nonsensical.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
That's the best though, because then you can really kind of grow with them too.
I think making people laugh is important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Making them comfortable, making them laugh. Or
Yeah.
you're just like anybody else.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
What do you hope people take away from your story?
I guess just don't give up. There were many times where maybe I was going through things and I didn't think I could do it, or life throws things at you that you're not expecting, and just don't give up. Keep going forward. If you have a goal in your mind, go for it. Life is short, for sure.
It's a good mantra to live by.
Yeah. And mistakes are just experience. Somebody said that to me. Mistakes are experience. You're not going to get experiences without mistakes.
That's gonna stick. I like that one.
Yeah.
I might write it on a post-it note.
Yeah, he gave a lot of good advice. That was some of the best, for sure.
It's a good one because it's just 3 words. It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
It's true too. I mean, everything's an experience. You got to learn from you got to be willing and receptive. We were just talking with someone who
Yeah.
said you got to be willing to kind of absorb everything that comes your way
Yeah.
and look at it that way. Look at life that way.
Mistakes are definitely a part of life. You're going to make them.
Mhm.
Don't beat yourself up. Learn from it. Keep going.
Learn and then laugh. Like you said,
Yeah.
laughing is very important.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you kind of sharing the insight and letting us into your brain and getting to talk about a lot of this stuff. I feel like we got a lot of good catchphrases we're going to walk away from this with. So, what do we owe you for this? You can bill us for training us. No, but we do have 3 questions that we'd like to wrap the podcast with each time. It's kind of fun to see how everybody responds.
Yeah.
This one has not gotten a different response yet. Now, do you prefer cats or dogs?
Well, dogs.
Yes, that was an obvious one. But do you think anyone prefers cats? Is really the next question.
My sister, I think, she loves cats.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, she loves cats. So.
Okay,
So
we'll have to
funny.
have her on next.
I feel bad. Cats are losing.
Cats are really far behind on this chalkboard. I'm gonna make a little digital graphic for it.
Yeah,
Dogs
keep
100.
tallies.
Yeah. And then Amanda, if you want to ask this next
Yes. What is something you want to unlearn?
I probably wish I didn't beat myself up so much with those mistakes that we were talking about. You know, you make mistakes and it's inevitable. You know, you just got to try to grow from it and learn from it. Try not to make the same mistakes all the time, but grow from it.
one. Love
What is
that.
that?
Yeah, that's true. If you're not growing too, you got to recognize it.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
maybe, what is it, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and wondering why it's not changing,
Mhm.
right? And then lastly, what is one main takeaway you want everybody who's listening or watching to take from just chilling with us today?
Guess just go after what you want in life, whatever that is to you. If it's a goal or, you know, learning a new skill or a craft, you know, go after something that you want and don't be afraid to do it. You know, I think I was afraid a lot of my life, or insecure, or underconfident, and, you know, everybody's faking it anyway. Like, everybody's really faking it, so just go for it. Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they
Fake
say
it till you make it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So-
Fake it till you make it.
Yep.
Especially
Somebody
on
else said that to me
Instagram.
once too. Yeah.
Instagram lives, like I can't go and create a video on Instagram and hear my
Mhm.
voice, but I could do this. It's just
Yeah.
like, I want to do a day in the life as like a pet sitter or like
Yeah,
a wedding
yeah,
taxi, but I'm like,
yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Get the
It's
meta
so-
glasses.
I know, I might get meta glasses.
I encourage you
honestly.
to do it. Yeah.
I know.
Do it.
Let's say I had a manager when I was working with the company Staples for their business-to-business team. We would go out and try and sell toilet paper to people. That's what we always joke, and we'd sell. It was like office supplies and stuff. But she would say, "Fake it until you become it."
Yeah.
So fake it till you make it is one thing. She's like, "Don't fake it till you make it. Fake it till you become it."
Believe it. Yeah.
Believe
Think
it.
you believe it.
Make it until it's habit.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so true.
I think those are good words to walk away on for today. But
So much fun.
yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, Julianne. This is really wonderful to
Super
have you
fun.
on.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.